You got him ready, never mind. Peeking now, peek out. Can you pull back, could help you out? That's your bully. Hit him for 127. He's dead. Second guy behind us. Hit him for 127. Good pickup. Last one's coming up now. Hit him for 127. Good cleanup. Last one in the back. Oh, you guys are such bullies. Coming upstairs now. Hit him for 127. I mean, 120. Not gonna lie, that was... So I've been messing around with a specific build. I wanted something I could take into an elimination match, or if Trials was ever to return, something that could give me and my team the edge on the enemy team. So this build is going to be based around map awareness and allowing your teammates to get map advantage based on your callouts. So today we're going to be pairing 3 different wall hack true sight abilities. So let's begin this build with the main kinetic weapon, the Wish Ender. For those who do not know what the exotic perk is, the main perk of the Wish Ender is going to be called Queen's Wrath. While aiming down sights with a fully drawn bow, enemies behind walls are highlighted. Now, we're going to want to pair this with something that's going to allow you to get easy cleanup kills. Now, I know a lot of people are going to want to rock a hand cannon, and you're completely right. Hand cannon is the way to go. But I know some of you out there are going to want to use the exotic leg piece, the Lucky Pants. And let me stop you there. There are 2 hand cannons in the game that have built-in Lucky Pants mechanics in it. Since the Wish Ender is a kinetic weapon, we're gonna need a energy hand cannon. And my hand cannon of choice is gonna be the Kindled Orchid, which is one of 2 hand cannons that can roll with quick draw. Why quick draw? Essentially, this is to replace the Lucky Pants combo and allow you to use another exotic in lieu of the Lucky Pants. Now, the other hand cannon that comes with quick draw is going to be the Thin Line. I personally am not a huge fan of the Thin Line. It's meh, handling is poor, and the fire rate is whatever, you know what I mean? It's a 110. Essentially, 110s are kind of meh in this current sandbox. So, if we aren't using the Lucky Pants, Brave, what exotic are we going to be utilizing? Well, we're going to be using the Khepri Sting. For those of you who do not know what this perk is, maybe you forgot because this exotic has kind of fallen on the back burner. Not a lot of people use it. It's going to have the exotic perk, Touch of Venom. Punching someone with full melee energy will instantly cast Smoke Bomb. Gain True Sight while in your own Smoke Bomb effect. So by utilizing your smoke, you now have the ability to see your enemy's outline from behind walls. You want to get this ability back super quick. So it being tied to your melee ability, we're gonna want to reduce our melee cooldown as much as possible. I was able to get mine to a tier 10, allowing me to have a melee charge every 37 seconds. And in my opinion, that was perfect. Now we want to take this a step further. We want our class ability cooldown to be as quick as possible. Since we're on the Hunter class, our class ability is now tied to our mobility. I was able to get mine down to 20 seconds, and by utilizing Gambler's Dodge, I was able to have multiple smoke bombs in my pocket to allow me to see through walls without having to have my Wish Ender drawn. Now, why am I utilizing Gambler's Dodge? For those of you who do not know, when you utilize your class ability near an enemy, it will give you a full melee charge. Lastly, we want to be on the subclass Way of the Wraith, since we want to activate Flawless Execution, which reads, while crouched, precision kills grant invisibility, true sight, and increase melee range. So now that we have the complete build, how are we going to be utilizing this build in PvP, in survival, in elimination, in overall, if Trials was to come back? How are we going to be using this? Well, I found that the best option is to make your way to center of the map, regardless of whatever map it is, find the center, and stopping a few feet short of the center and utilizing your smoke ability, which will allow you to see your enemies and their positioning. This will allow your teammates to properly prepare for those engagements. With your callouts, you will let them know where one individual is. Oh, they're both stacking up over here or over there. They're all down by the stairs. You will be granting your teammates the overall map awareness. By doing so, you will be winning these engagements. This is going to allow your team to maintain map control. When when you give them the best callouts, you're gonna have your teammates be able to collapse on individuals or just get the overall advantage on your enemies. By doing so, by maintaining map control in the center, you will now have to utilize your wish ender, have it ready to go and start scanning, see which direction your enemies will be heading, and provide your teammates with the proper callouts. Remember guys, this works best if your enemies don't wait for each other. If your enemies just die and instantly spawn in and go headfirst back into the fray, you will be able to call them out solo. If they make their way back to your teammates solo, you can guide your teammates in to where you collapse on them perfectly and capitalize on the fact that they are a solo individual and you can beat them. Keep in mind that if you deal damage with the wish ender, you do have a quick draw kindled orchid or thin line. By landing a critical shot, an easy kill, and if you did it crouched, you now have activated flawless execution, which is going to grant you the true sight ability, giving you the ability to see enemy outlines for a few seconds and you are invisible. And then once that runs out, by that time you should have your melee back, allowing you to utilize your smoke bomb and giving you the advantage on your enemies by seeing where they're at. So what are a few things to keep in mind with this build? When it comes to callouts, you don't have to call every single movement that your enemy does out. You don't have to say, hey man, he's jumping, he's crouched, he's changing his weapons. You don't, you're just taking up airtime. I personally messed up by doing this for a few games, but overall I was able to figure out, all right, my main callouts are going to be map positioning and number of enemies in a single location. If my teammate is going to be rushing into a certain location, I have to let them know, hey, stop right there. There's 3 in front of you right there. Hey, there's 1 person. He looks like he's crouched ready to go. Specific callouts like that are perfect, but don't flood the airways. Next, another thing to keep in mind is proper callouts. For those who don't know the exact locations, be on the same page as your teammates. If you go into distant shore with your teammates and you don't know that the center part is called shrine, but you call it circle room, as long as your teammates know that that is circle room and that is your call out every single time, then you are going to be on the same page as them. Overall, this is a killer build. You aren't going to be at the top of the leaderboard, but you will be giving your teammates the best advantage. Having the ability to know the exact locations of your enemies at all times will be the best overall balance on your team. Remember guys, that it's going to take a few games to get used to it. It took me maybe about 4 or 5 games to actually get it down, but keep at it. Once you master this build, it is going to be a top tier loadout for you that you're going to be gravitating to when Trials returns. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. To see other builds like this, similar to this, head over to my main page. You can see a few Titan builds there, a few Hunter builds, a few Warlock builds. At the end of the video, you will see 2 videos pop up. Maybe one of them is one of the builds. Check it out. Overall, I'm going to leave it with this. I'm going to let the video play out. You'll see some of the callouts I did with Critical Ape and Ronin. Both of them are extremely talented players. Go check out their Twitch. It's going to be linked down below. I believe they stream at night. So for those of you who, get off of school, maybe work, you want to see someone stream, go check them out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comment section. Are there other builds you want me to try? Is there something on your mind like Brave? I know this exotic is great. I want you to try it out. Comment down below. If you haven't jumped over to my Discord, go check that out. If you haven't hit the subscribe button and you're new, do that now. I will see you guys in the next video. Hey, can you guys stop being bullies? Sorry. Alright? These guys don't even stand a chance, right? They know where we're at.
It's nice to know like when they're peeking and how many is really nice.
Two of them there at the back wall. One sniping crouched. Second one's gonna peek up now. Hit him. One went towards B flag. Be careful, Ronin. Oh, you got him ready. Never mind. Peeking now. Be careful. If you pull back, could help you out. Such a bully. Hit him for 127. He's dead. Second guy behind us. Hit him for 127. Good pickup. Last one's coming up now. Hit him for 127. Good cleanup. Last one in the back. Oh, you guys are such bullies. Coming upstairs now. Hit him for 127. I mean 120. Not gonna lie, that was literally. Not gonna lie.
You wanna know?
opponent left. They don't stand a chance.